During this week's broadcast of FNC's Sunday Morning Futures, Senator Rand Paul, Republican Kentucky, argued there was evidence at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic that former National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Director Dr. Anthony Fauci orchestrated a cover-up. According to the Kentucky Republican, Fauci was aware of evidence that tied him to dangerous research on the virus. What about Anthony Fauci's accountability, and is the media complicit? Host Maria Bartiromo asked. What we know is, from the very first days of the pandemic in January 2020, that Anthony Fauci orchestrated an elaborate cover-up, Paul said. He knew there was a problem. At 3 o'clock in the morning, he was emailing somebody on January 31st. And that person was head of the committee that was supposed to review dangerous research, the P3CO committee, the potential pandemic pathogens. It was supposed to look at this dangerous research. But Fauci allowed it to go around that. So he knew from the very beginning not only was he funding the Wuhan research, but he was going around the regulatory apparatus to let it happen, even though the rules said it shouldn't have happened without more scrutiny, he continued. So he knew this from the beginning, and it was an active cover-up. He actively got papers placed that were not valid papers into large scientific journals. So, yes, it was a cover-up from the very beginning, but a real judgment error. And this is a man, Anthony Fauci, who said in 2012 that this kind of research to create new viruses was so important that, even if a pandemic should take place, that it'd be worth the knowledge. I think there's several million people, particularly a million Americans, who would question whether that was good judgment or not, Paul added. So whether or not he was some poor judgment or not, it was an incredibly bad decision to fund this research.